Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And today, we're going to be reviewing the 7th episode of The Equalizer, coming to you from CBS and streaming on Paramount+. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around because I have opinions. The Equalizer returns after a couple-week hiatus. Hopefully, I don't think it was COVID related, but who knows. Either way, returns after 2-week hiatus with a big boy episode entitled Hunting Grounds. And by that I mean big deal stuff going on here. In particular, it's about a serial killer. There's a serial killer that's gone unnoticed under the noses of the NYPD. Surprise. They're not aside from a few detectives, particular detective in this one, they don't seem to be on the ball or something. There's a serial killer running loose. It has been running loose for a little while, and no one's noticed because, the women in question have all been women of color and from marginalized backgrounds or less affluent neighborhoods. So no one, for some reason, doesn't draw the picture that there's a serial killer active, even though it takes it takes Harry like all of 10 seconds to run a little search on the computer and after he hacks into NYPD. Apparently they have terrible cybersecurity. Surprise. The ex-NSA guy figures out, there's probably a serial killer going on here. So what starts out as a missing persons case for Robin from a concerned roommate turns into a search for an actual serial killer and to try to find the missing person who, according to her, has about 48 hours before they're probably going to be killed. And so, surprisingly, it's a fairly straightforward episode. This is about Robin displaying some skills that she acquired as a CIA agent to profile, to figure out what people's motives are, and to kind of run down leads. It's kind of fun in this episode. It's not hugely action-packed, but she does, put the hands on a few people. But the rest of it is just good old detective work. It would be nice if other detectives besides Detective Dante actually did that. Speaking of Dante, good old Commissioner Gordon, Detective Gordon, if you will. To our Robin's Batman. Whoops. Is that intentional or not? Well, to our Robin McCall's Batman, he is the Detective Gordon, and she figures this is a time to bring in the police, but only a police detective that she knows and has worked with before. And all while that's going on, the DA is like, you know what? Okay, this vigilante helped, but whatever. We got to get this vigilante woman. Which leads me to one of my first, what the hell moments of this show. I've been what the helling this for a minute, but, now Robin, they have a face to attach to her. She's lucky she's ex-CIA, or she would be, down there in handcuffs, because they've kind of, erased her, all of her ID somehow. But still, she has a driver's license and all that other stuff. They just don't put two and two together here. But I said, many, many episodes ago, she's going to run around like Batman, but put no mask on. Well, how long can you keep a secret identity like that? You're just going to guess, you're just some black woman running around the NYPD. No one's going to try to figure out who you are. Nah, the DA is all over this. We got to make a name, make an example of this vigilante who's somehow doing our job better than us. Go figure. So all that's going on. Dante has to think about that, but also he really wants to get this serial killer. And so we see the Dante McCall partnership with, of course, some lingering sexual tension, proceed forward. And, not a match made in heaven. Let's call it like that. Robin, she, the best thing about her is she's got skills and she's got passion, and she really wants to do right with the two of those. The problem is that Detective Dante is a white knight, and as such, he is not interested in breaking a lot of rules in order to get the bad guy. He wants to do it by the book to make sure it sticks. And their partnership is fruitful, but also goes awry because in the process of trying to get justice, trying to get her man, she also breaks a lot of rules and rubs him the wrong way and crosses some boundaries. Let's call it like that. Robin, she crossed a lot of boundaries here. And it ultimately does not lead to them being able to work together again. She, her methods work, but they are also illegal and also mess up Dante's ability to actually catch and prosecute the serial killer. And even at the end, as it all proceeds, Dante becomes the target of the serial killer because he's very smart. He's computer savvy, and when they chase him down to where he works and everything, he comes after Dante and lures McCall there. And of course, she goes in with all of that backup and all of the ideas and gives him a chance, but ultimately, Mel ends up shooting and killing the serial killer in the home of Detective Dante. And I think that's pretty much the breaking point. Well, the breaking point really was when she, roughed up and attempted to, threaten murder on somebody just to get some kind of, information. But that was the last straw, really. And, as unfortunately, it's very much a Detective Gordon kind of being like, I can't be a party to this. You're breaking the law. You're going to bring me down, and you're going to ruin a lot of investigations and undermine the police. So at the end of it, we have, Detective Dante saying we'll never work again, and in fact, agreeing with the prosecutor to take up the mantle of chasing down Robin McCall, as he had originally decided to do earlier in the season. But this time, I think, with a renewed vigor, because he's seen her methods and he's decided she's too dangerous to be running around as her own little, bit of vigilante justice. All very interesting, all very fun, and dramatic stuff. Some things happen, like she uses them as a shield when the killer comes in and shoots, and it's kind of fucked up until you see, like, she's like, I knew he had a vest on. Still, what if he had gone for the head? I'm just saying, maybe think, people having on vests doesn't guarantee anything. I mean, you can get shot in the face. So, way to build trust in that team, I guess. At the same time, there's a B plot, a very small, and I guess I don't want to call it's not a weak B plot, but it's very small plot related to the family. You have Aunt Vi, who's out to, she's trying to date again, and so she's getting out there onto the online dating sites and everything. And it's a small part, and it kind of shows, Robin, she's just doesn't trust people, and all of this serial killer stuff and everything, surrounding, the targeting of young women of color and all that stuff really kind of gets to her and makes her upset, especially when Aunt Vi doesn't come home from a date she has with, and she tries to check up and make sure that person is legit. It's it's overreaching. It's showing I guess how Robin is maybe overstepping too much in her protectiveness. But also, I really just think that Aunt Vi, she really, Lorraine Toussaint as Aunt Vi, she really brings like a really down-to-earth vibe to the whole show. I love that aspect of the show, the family part, her and the daughter, and everything they bring to the table. It's always very centering, if you will. And there's a lot of, just the feeling of wisdom and maturity and everything that comes from Aunt Vi. So it's really nice to see them give her some fun little parts to play in this show, and I expect them to do more of that. I really, especially because it has to do the best way this show works is when they make the A plot and the B plot, the family plot and the Equalizer plot, have something thematically to do with each other. When they do that, it's very much on point. So overall, I think it was a really strong episode, great return, a lot of, a twist in the way the Gordon Batman, team up goes sour, and now, he's gunning for her and the DA's gunning for her, and she still has to be the Equalizer. And it's pretty clear that pretty soon, Robin's going to have to come clean to her family about what she's really doing, because it's not too long before she gets them involved in something terrible. Looking forward to that. I'm sure that's going to be around the end of the season. Can't wait to see that. Love this show. Glad that it's back. There's 4 more episodes in the season, as I understand, and no more breaks in between. So we're going to just roar along to the end of this season. And so glad to know that they've been renewed, and we're going to look forward to a second season. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, what did you think of this episode, and what did you think of my review? Why don't you get down there in the comments, let me know what you're thinking. Also, if you would like to hit me up, by email, it's supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. We can chop it up, talk about the Equalizer, speculate, see what we're all thinking about this, pretty darn great show. Also, hey, are you a member of the Super Not Funny Show? What? You're not? Well, get down there, hit that subscribe button, join the Super Not Funny Show. Also, while you're at it, hit that notification bell, and you'll be apprised of when we drop new content, and we're doing that every week. New reviews, new reactions, anything else that floats our pop culture boat, like the Invincible cast and the soon-to-becoming superhero cast. I got to get a better name for that. But it's going to be about superhero stuff in the news, in the movies and TV and all that fun stuff. So, yes, just stay tuned for that. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining me for this review of The Equalizer. Come back next week when we do the very next episode. Until then, I've been Jen Thépuppét, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace!